John Hamparsum is a second-generation cotton farmer on the Liverpool Plains and the awardee of the 2015 Brownhill Cup. He's passionate about preserving his soil for future generations, as his father was before him. John engages a scientific approach to fertiliser use that manages nutrient depletion in the soil. SAP testing identifies which nutrients are depleted and need to be replaced. It was this novel approach to fertiliser management which saw him awarded the 2015 Brownhill Cup.
Our family was recognised for the work we've done with our soil health and using liquid fertilisers and I guess the efficient use of fertiliser on our farm.
So how does that work in practice?
So, well, for a number of years my family and my father started off mixing our own fertilisers, so buying in bulk forms of it and then mixing into a liquid and then tailoring the liquid fertilisers that we're using to what the crop required.
So how do you do that? How do you actually tailor it to meet the requirements of your crop?
Through soil tests. You work out where your deficiencies are and also where your efficiencies are, and then you'll work for each paddock and design the fertiliser program around what the plant needs, and then we'll fine tune that. Recently what we've been doing is using PDL tests from the previous crop. We can identify for the next crop where there's certain levels that we've got adequate or better than optimum levels, and then there's other areas that we're a bit low, and so we'll adjust that mix that we're putting down at planting to try and address those, and using very efficient forms of that product.
Yeah. So it seems like it would take a fair amount of time. Would that be right, or is it once you got the system right?
I don't do it all myself. I use consultants, and the tests I send away to Tasmania to get done for the PDL tests, and I've got people who are advising me. It's not all just me.
Yes.
But it's a team effort, and I guess my father laid the foundations for it, and I've tried to carry it on and improve again. So
how easy would it be then for other farmers to adopt this practice?
Well, it's not that hard. There's quite a few farmers that are taking it up in this area in particular. There's quite a few. We've had in our group, I guess there's probably there's 6 of us in this region that are doing it, and it's not the actual hardware is not that difficult. I mean, you got tractors here with saddle tanks, and that's a bit of a change for some people to go to large volume liquids on their farm. But once you set up, it's not too hard. The tanks that we mix it in, they're just molasses grade plastic tanks with, and you just buy geared propellers. And the loader that we use, which measures the amount we put in, we've bought a batch weigh system for it. I got that from America quite cheaply and installed it myself. So those things aren't hard. It's just, I guess, it's just learning what you've got to do, how to do it, and then implementing it, and being committed to do it. It's a change of practice. It's not easy as such to start off, but once you get your head around it, it's not too hard.
I guess a few farmers would be saying, well, what's the bottom line? Does it improve your cash flow?
Yes, it does. It improves your soil. So I guess from sustainable side of things, I'm trying to improve these things for my children so that the land's better when they get it. And it's hard to put a price on that. But from a year in, year out return, I can say it's going quite well for us. So I can't complain, because we've actually been able to reduce some of our inputs by using more efficient forms of it, and so there's money savings there, and we're still getting the yield. So economically it makes sense.
John Hamparsum believes that soil health is a key to a farm's profit and production, that it underpins the fertility and crop production of a farming enterprise.